So this shows you that this story shows us some benefits. From those benefits, number one, Shaykh Abdurahman Nasir says, 10 benefits. Number one is the importance of Tawheed. All of the prophets call the people to Tawheed. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. Indeed, we have called upon indeed we have sent to every nation a prophet calling the people to worship Allah and to keep away from the false deities. So the first thing is Tawheed. And Tawheed, there are many benefits to Tawheed that the Messenger ﷺ showed us. And if you go to Shaykh Zayd al-Madkhali's explanation of Tathhir al-I'tiqad of al-San'ani, in the footnotes he has numbered about 30 plus benefits of a Tawheed. 30 plus benefits of a Tawheed. From them, we mentioned some of them. Because this is the da'wah of all the prophets and messengers. From the benefits of Tawheed is no doubt Allah protects you from the hellfire. The Messenger ﷺ said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ حَرَّمَ عَلَى النَّارِ مَنْ قَالَ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ يَبْتَغِي بِذَلِكَ وَجْهَ اللَّهِ. Allah protects the one who says, La ilaha illallah, sincerely seeking the face of Allah, Allah protects him from the hellfire. Hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. So Allah protects that person. From the benefits of a Tawheed, it is the best that the prophets have mentioned. خير الدعاء دعاء يوم عرفة وخير ما قلته أنا والنبيون من قبل لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. The best that all the prophets have said is the kalimat al-Tawheed. From the benefits of Tawheed, number 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you success. يا أيها الناس قولوا لا إله إلا الله تفلحوا. O mankind, say La ilaha illallah and you will be successful. You want success? It's in Tawheed. If you are upon Tawheed, number 4, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open from the heavens barakat, blessings for you, Ya Abdullah. ما قال عبد قط لا إله إلا الله مخلصا, sincerely he says La ilaha illallah, إلا فتحت لها أبواب السماء, except the doors or the gates of the heavens are open for that individual or for that situation that he's on, saying La ilaha illallah with sincerity, حتى تفضي إلى العرش ما اجتنبت الكبائر, until it reaches the arsh, so long as you keep away from the major sins. Great benefit. Prosperity for the individual because it's upon Tawheed. From the benefits of Tawheed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove a difficulty from you. Look what ألا أخبركم, the Messenger ﷺ said, بشيء إذا نزل برجل منكم كرب أو بلاء من أمر الدنيا دعا به ففرج عنه دعاء ذي النون. Shall I tell you something? If any difficulty, affliction, harm befalls you, they can remove it if you say this dua. The dua of the noon. Yunus alayhi salatu wasalam. La ilaha illa anta subhanak inni kuntu min al-dhalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanak inni kuntu min al-dhalimin. So that's number 4. Number 5, it will increase you in wealth. Allah will protect your wealth. Allah will protect your honor and your blood. أمرت أن أقاتل الناس حتى يقولوا لا إله إلا الله. I have been commanded to repel the aggressor until he says, La ilaha illallah, wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Notice this narration, some of the ignorant reporters and some of the ignorant journalists, they like to quote this verse, this hadith, and sometimes it is incorrectly translated, I have been commanded to fight the people until they say La ilaha illallah. That's an incorrect translation. Uqatil is different than aqtul. Uqatil is different than aqtul. Aqtul is to fight. Uqatil means somebody already initiated the fight, and you are trying to repel the harm of that individual. You fight them back until they say La ilaha illallah. If they're upon Islam, then you try to rectify. If they're not Muslims and they're trying to harm you and your family, coming into your house, then you have to defend yourself. So they incorrectly translate this because of their lack of knowledge of Arabic language and lack of understanding of the Sharia. The Messenger does not initiate going out and fighting anyone just like that. The Messenger first and foremost calls the people to Islam, calls them to Tawheed, calls them to the worship of Allah. Don't go out killing people like the Khawarij. This is a hadith which is refused the Khawarij, if they knew, because the Khawarij, they kill to the last drop of blood. This is not the way of Ahl Sunnah. Ahl Sunnah, we invite us to the truth. We call the people. But if somebody tries to harm you, you defend yourself. If somebody tries to kill you, then you do your best to repel the aggression. So correct translation of that hadith. نعم أمرت أن أقاتل الناس. أقاتل, not أقتل. أقاتل, which means I've been commanded to repel the aggression of the people until they say La ilaha illallah. So when the person comes to showing aggression, showing harm, trying to kill the believer, he has to defend himself if he's able. Number 5 or number 6? Number 6. From the benefits of Tawheed, is that the honor of the person is honorable and is protected. When a people came and when a person said amongst them, where is Malik ibn Dukhayshin? So some of them said, Munafiq. لا يحب الله ورسوله. Some of them said, he's a munafiq, he's a hypocrite. He doesn't love Allah and His Messenger. So the Messenger ﷺ replied, he said, لا تقل ذلك. Don't say that. ألا تراه قال لا إله إلا الله. Don't you see that he says لا إله إلا الله يبتغي بذلك وجه الله, seeking the face of Allah. So it is a reason for your honor to be defended, to be upon Tawheed. From the benefits of Tawheed, number 7, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is amazed with the one who says it. Loves the one who says it and He's amazed of it. As in the authentic hadith of Ali radiallahu anhu, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَيَعْجَبْ وَلَيَعْجَبْ إِلَى الْعَبْدِ إِذَا قَالَ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتِ إِنِّي قَدْ ظَلَمْتُ نَفْسِي فاغفر لي ذنوبي إنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت قال عبدي عرف أن له ربا يغفر ويعاقب. My servant, he recognized that he has a Lord who forgives and He calls to account. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala لا يعجب إلى العبد إذا قال لا إله إلا الله. He's upon Tawheed, لا إله إلا أنت إني قد ظلمت نفسي فاغفر لي ذنبي فاغفر لي ذنوبي إنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. So be upon Tawheed. Look at the fadl from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From the benefits of Tawheed, that it will help you one day in your life. The Messenger said, من قال لا إله إلا الله نفعت يوما من دهره يصيبه قبل ذلك ما أصابه. It may be, and Allah knows best, due to major sins the person is punished. But eventually, if he is punished, eventually he will enter paradise. Because he said, La ilaha illallah sincerely from his heart. A great benefit. Eighth benefit. From the benefit of Tawheed, it is a great reason for your sins to be forgiven. The Messenger ﷺ said, أَلَا أُعَلِّمُكَ كَلِمَاتٍ إِذَا قُلْتَهُنَّ غَفَرَ اللَّهُ لَكَ. Shall I not teach you some words that if you say it, Allah will forgive you? وَإِن كُنْتَ مَغْفُورًا لَكَ. And if you are forgiven, even if you are forgiven, قُلْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Say لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ الْعَلِيِّ الْعَظِيمِ. The one who is the highest, the exalted. لا إله إلا الله الحكيم الكريم. لا إله إلا الله, the one who is the most wise, the most bounteous. لا إله إلا الله رب السماوات السبع, the Lord of the seven heavens. ورب العرش العظيم, the Lord of the throne, the great throne. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Hadith in Tirmidhi, which is Sahih. 10th benefit of Tawheed, that the 8 doors of paradise are open for you, Ya Abdullah, if you're upon Tawheed. When the Prophet ﷺ sent Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, in that which has been reported by Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, that the Messenger ﷺ said, Man tawadda'a fa ahsana al-wudu. Whoever does wudu and perfects his wudu, not like some, they rush their wudu, they don't la yusbighun al-wudu, they don't do the wudu properly such that it reaches the bodily parts it's supposed to reach. Man tawadda'a fa ahsana al-wudu, thumma qala ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma ja'alni min at-tawwabin, wa ja'alni min al-mutatahhirin. Oh Allah, make me from the repentful ones, make me from those who purify themselves continuously. Futihat lahu thamaniyatu abwab al-jannah. 7 gates of paradise are open for him. Min ayyiha sha'a. 8 gates of paradise are open for him, which any one he wants to enter. Hadith in Tirmidhi, which is Sahih. Gates of paradise open for you. That was how many now? 10, huh? Inshallah, these are sufficient. There are over 30 benefits that Ibn al-Qayyim mentions, that Shaykh Zayd clarifies. But that is the importance of Tawheed. And there are many benefits of Tawheed. That is why all the prophets and those that follow them upon righteousness call to Tawheed. Number 2, the benefit of the Qissat Nuh alayhi salatu salam is the adab of Nuh, the manner of Nuh alayhi salatu salam, and how he called the people with good manners. He was already known as truthful. He was already known as having good manners amongst the people. And he called them day and night. So the second benefit is the adab of the da'i should be patient. Day and night, open and in secret. In the third benefit that is benefited from the story of Nuh alayhi salam is repelling the doubts. The doubts will come, one after the other, and Allah repels those doubts. From the doubts that the people of Nuh alayhi salam said to him, they said, "Ma naraka illa basharan mithluna." We don't see you except a human being like us. As a doubt. وَمَا نَرَاكَ اتَّبَعَكَ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ هُمْ أَرَادِلُنَا. And we don't see your followers except those who are lowly. Second doubt. بَادِي الرَّأِي. We don't really have an opinion that will be even heard or followed. وَمَا نَرَى لَكُمْ عَلَيْنَا مِنْ فَضْلٍ. Another doubt. We don't see really there's any superiority, virtue of superiority, status that you have over us. بَلْ نَظُنُّكَ كَاذِبِينَ. All of these are doubts, and doubts will come. But these doubts had nothing to do with his call. In terms of what he called them to worship Allah, then you could be rich or you could be poor. In terms of this call to Allah, then I'm a human being like you calling you. If there had been angels upon the earth, then Allah would have sent angels. So he repelled their doubts. And doubts will come and you need to repel those doubts. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has raised those whom He raises. وَتِلْكَ الرُّسُلْ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. Raises some over others, more than others. As for those who didn't have status in society, then you don't have to have status to be upon guidance. You don't have to be upon status to be upon guidance, so long as what you're calling to is truth. As for we see you as lying, معلوم أن الظن أكذب الحديث. Because they said, نظنكم كاذبين. They didn't say you are liars. They said, we think you are liars. We think you are liars. And this is proof against them, because they were not liars, they were truthful. And number 4, from the benefit of this story is Nuh alayhi salam and the callers to Allah, the rest of the messengers, they do not seek the dunya when they call. And that's why he said, لا أسألكم عليه مالا. I don't want wealth from you. إن أجري إلا على الله. My reward is with Allah. I'm not here to seek wealth from you. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you for positions. إن أجري إلا على الله. And this is the true da'i. Calls to Allah. It's not wealth that he looks at. And Shaykh Abdullah al-Bukhari once, when he was giving a lecture, he said some people, some du'at, they travel to Europe and America, whatever, and they end up looking what the people have got. In the end, it's like they go in for tourism. They're not going for da'wah. They're not going to... What is the state of your heart when you're calling the people? Is it to be higher in their ranks? To have status amongst the people? To have position? What is it that you call to? What's behind the reason why you're calling? And Shaykh Abdullah mentioned, there are some who do that. They end up looking at what others have got, and in the end, they try to manipulate communities. And we've seen that with certain individuals who came to this country, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and they went to America in the end, some of them. One of them was Majdi Warda, this Egyptian character would cry in his lectures, and in the end, he's using fraud. He's using credit cards that are fraud, and he's going around marrying and divorcing. And we've seen that trait as well with some of those du'at, Allah yadihim. Marrying and divorcing. Kids. There's no harm in marrying. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said about that which is beloved to him, perfume and women, and that which is permissible. There's no harm in that. Marry up to 4, that's the asl. But if you are not able to do justice with them, then marry only one. And when you see that responsibility that's on your neck on Yawm al-Qiyamah, with children scattered everywhere, not under your care, not under your responsibility. كَفَى بِالْمَرْءِ إِثْمًا أَنْ يُضَيَّعَ مَنْ يَعُولُ. It is enough sin for a person he discards those under his responsibility. So this is not an issue about عدم التعدد, not about being against polygamy. It's sunnah. ومن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني. Whoever turns away from my sunnah is not of me. But the issue is the responsibility of children being scattered. Even amongst them, those that die, you don't even know they're dead. That's Allah salama. And that's occurred with those who go from community to community. And this individual did that. To the extent now there's a website in America called stopmajdiwarda.com. There's a website like that. stopmajdiwarda.com, because he was a fraud. He was a fraud. And that's what he is. May Allah protect us. The du'at to Allah who are sincere and truthful, they do not seek the wealth of the people. They do not seek the position in society. Look what he said. Ya qawmi, la as'alukum alayhi mala. I don't ask of you, my people, any wealth. In ajri illa ala Allah. My reward is with Allah. ولهذا كان من أجل فضائل لأتباع الرسل أن يكونوا مقتدين بالرسل This is the benefits of those who follow the messengers. They follow the examples of the messengers. Number 5. From the benefits is that you will see from this story is the people who oppose you, they will try and get at your intention. They will try and attack your intention. If you're sincere to Allah, then don't worry what the people think. And don't worry what the people hold in their hearts against you. And they will try to attack your intention. Whereas the da'i of Allah, na'am, nakil sara'il nas ila Allah, we leave the affairs of the hearts to Allah. أشققت عن قلبه. Did you open his heart to see if he was sincere in what he said? He was truthful to what he said. So being truthful is the way of the da'i, even if the people attack you in your sincerity. وَلَا أَقُولُ لِلَّذِينَ تَزْدَرِي أَعْيُنُكُمْ لَنْ يُؤْتِيَهُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا اللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah knows what's in their hearts. So you be truthful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and leave the affair to Allah. Even if the people, they attack your intention, they attack your hearts. So long as your intention is sincere and you're fulfilling the sunnah, then that is khair. Number 6, al-isti'ana billah, seeking aid from Allah. Because when Nuh alayhi salam boarded the ark, he said, وَقَالَ ارْكَبُوا فِيهَا بِسْمِ اللَّهِ مَجْرِيهَا وَمُرْسَاهَا. He asked Allah by His name, that may sail in the name of Allah, seeking help from Allah, seeking blessing from Allah. فَإِذَا اسْتَوَيْتَ أَنْتَ وَمَنْ مَعَكَ عَلَى الْفُلْكِ فَقُلِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي نَجَّانَا مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. And Allah said to him, when you are aboard on the ship, on the ark, you and your people, then say Alhamdulillah for the one who has saved us away from the oppressive people. So return the affairs to Allah, that He is the one who will help you. Number 7, ad-du'a bil barakah. Ask Allah for blessing when you board a form of transport, whether it's a car, a ship, a plane. وَقُلْ رَبِّي أَنزِلْنِي مُنزَلًا مُبَارَكًا وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الْمُنزِلِينَ. And even when you go in a house, ask Allah to bless that house for you. Manzil Mubarak, a house, an abode that is blessed. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse 29. Number 8, from the benefits of this story is taqwa of Allah, that the da'i should have, and the caller to truth should have. And the taqwa Allah wal qiyam bi wajibati al-iman min jumlati al-asbab allati tunalu biha ad-dunya wa kathratu al-awlad wal rizq wa quwwati al-abdan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with children, with wealth, with health. وإن كان لذلك أيضا أسباب آخر, even though there may be other reasons for that as well. وهي السبب الوحيد الذي ليس هناك سبب سواه في نيل خير الآخرة. But it is the only reason for you to get good in the hereafter. والسلامة من عقابها, and protection from, or security from, the punishment in the hereafter is having taqwa. And Nuh alayhi salam called to that because he said, أن يعبدوا الله واتقوه وأطيعون. He called to taqwa. And number 9, from the benefits of this, is that sins are destructive. Sins are destructive. And they were drowned. The people of Noah who turned away from him, they were drowned because they turned away. And they sinned. Turned away and they sinned, and they turned into disobedience. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment drowned them. And they said, and I'll read you the surah. إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ أَنْ أَنذِرْ قَوْمَكَ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ أن اعبدوا الله واتقوه وأطيعون يغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويؤخركم إلى أجل مسمى إن أجل الله إذا جاء لا يؤخر لو كنتم تعلمون قال رب إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا فلم يزدهم دعائي إلا فرارا وإني كلما دعوتهم لتغفر لهم جعلوا أصابعهم في آذانهم واستغشوا ثيابهم وأصروا واستكبروا استكبارا ثم إني دعوتهم جهارا ثم إني أعلنت لهم وأسررت لهم إسرارا فقلت استغفروا ربكم إنه كان غفارا يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويمددكم بأموال وبنين ويجعل لكم جنات ويجعل لكم أنهارا ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا. What is wrong with you? What is the matter with you that you don't seek respect and honor with Allah? You don't return honor and respect with Allah to Allah. He's the one who gave you life. He's the one who made you Muslim. He's the one who raised you with knowledge. He's the one who gave you shelter. He's the one who gave you children and family. ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا. What is the matter with you that you don't return that respect, that honor to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you don't honor Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and respect Him. وَقَدْ خَلَقَكُمْ أَطْوَارًا. While He's the one who created you in stages. You are only a sperm, a nutfah, then a alaqa, then something which clings, and then a mudgha, a chewed piece of flesh, and then you became a human being when the angel blew into the womb, into the fetus. You became a human being. ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا وقد خلقكم أطوارا ألم تروا كيف خلق الله سبع سماوات طباقا. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about His creation, that way He has created. وَجَعَلَ الْقَمَرَ فِيهِنَّ نُورًا وَجَعَلَ الشَّمْسَ سِرَاجًا. And here the benefits that the linguists bring. And they say, look, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that He created the moon, and it is light, or reflected light. وَجَعَلَ الشَّمْسَ سِرَاجًا. But with the sun, He called it a siraj. Siraj, like a burning lamp. And both the moon and the sun give off light. But notice Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He described the moon, He said Nura, light only. But when He mentioned the sun, He said Siraja, burning light, or lamp, like a lamp. And the scholars of the language, they mention, because in reality the moon, it only gets its light from other than itself. And that's why Allah distinguished between the moon's light and the sun's light. That the moon's light is reflected light, but the sun's light, it's originally from the sun. And He called it Siraja, burning lamp. وَاللَّهُ أَنْبَتَكُم مِّنَ الْأَرْضِ نَبَاتًا ثُمَّ يُعِيدُكُم فِيهَا وَيُخْرِجُكُم إِخْرَاجًا وَاللَّهُ جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ بِسَاطًا. And here Allah talks about the resurrection, that He will bring you out again. لِتَسْلُكُوا مِنْهَا سُبُلًا فِجَاجًا قَالَ نُوحُ رَبِّ إِنَّهُمْ عَصَوْنِي وَاتَّبَعُوا مَنْ لَمْ يَزِدْهُ مَالُهُ وَوَلَدُهُ إِلَّا خَسَارًا وَمَكَرُوا مَكْرًا كُبَّارًا. So even with their mighty plots against Nuh alayhi salam and his people, they did not succeed. وَقَالُوا لَا تَذَرُنَّ آلِهَتَكُمْ وَلَا تَذَرُنَّ وَدًّا وَلَا سُوَاعًا وَلَا يَغُوثَ وَيَعُوقَ وَنَصْرًا. And they wanted to defend their idols, or the images that they made of shirk, that they called to. وَقَدْ أَضَلُّوا كَثِيرًا وَلَا تَزِدِ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا ضَلَالًا. And they have misguided many, and will not increase the oppressors except in more misguidance. مِمَّا خَطِيئَاتِهِمْ أُغْرِقُوا. That's what I wanted to come to. And this is because of their sins, they were drowned. فَأُدْخِلُوا نَارًا فَلَمْ يَجِدُوا لَهُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَنصَارًا. And so they entered the hellfire thereafter, and they did not find anyone else besides Allah to give them any aid or any help. And Shaykh Sa'di rahimahullah, he mentions that because of their sins, they drowned. And that is the ninth benefit of this surah. Sins are destructive. And if the person continues to sin, the Messenger said, a black spot enters his heart until his heart becomes covered with blackness, with darkness. بَلْ رَانَ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. That ran covers their heart for what their own hands have put forward. And number 10, when the punishment comes, الْعُقُوبَةُ تَعُمْ. if you are not calling the people, enjoining good and forbidding the evil, because Nuh alayhi salam was doing that, and Allah saved him. But if you're not enjoining the good and forbidding the evil, then when the punishment comes, al-uqubatu ta'um. Everyone goes in that uquba. And Aisha radiallahu anha asked, أَنُهْلَكْ وَفِينَا الصَّالِحُونَ, shall will be destroyed, yani when the day of judgment comes, will the people be destroyed while they are righteous amongst? When a punishment comes, will the destruction affect everyone? The Prophet said, نَعَمْ وَكُلٌّ يُبْعَثُ عَلَى نِيَّتِهِ. Yes, he said, but everyone will be raised upon his intention. He didn't say no. So even the righteous, she said salihun. She didn't say muslihun, because the muslih is the one who enjoins the good and forbids the evil. If you go to the Surah Hud, you go Mus'haf. If you go to Surah Hud, and there are 2 or 3 places in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about that when the destruction comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not punish those who are enjoining the good and forbidding the evil. Those are muslih. So if you are muslih, enjoining the good and forbidding the evil, and the punishment comes, you will be saved. Just like Nuh alayhi salam was saved, and just like Lot alayhi salam was saved, because when the punishment came upon Lot, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, before the punishment came, He told him to leave. He told him to leave. And in Nuh alayhi salam's case, likewise, told him that to board the ship so that he will be saved away from being punished. So Surah Hud, verse 117. وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ لِيُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not, that your Lord will not punish or will not destroy a village or a nation due to an oppression that they committed, sins, destructive sins, while its people are muslihun, while the people are rectifiers, rectifying, enjoining good and forbidding the evil. They're the 10 benefits from the story of Nuh alayhi salam from Shaykh Abdurahman Nasir rahimahullah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم.